Hi, my name is Veropo. I'm a Japanese illustrator. Today, I'd like to talk about two mistakes I made in creating the KDP paperback. KDP, as you might already know, is a service provided by Amazon that makes it easy for anyone to publish books. You can create both ebooks and paper books. I've been wanting to create a paperback version of activity books for children, and at the first one, I created this book, Sarah and Jiro Maze Book for Kids. However, during the process, I made some mistakes because I couldn't have predicted the condition of the finished paperback, specifically the printing, binding, and paper quality. So I'd like to share with you what my mistakes were and how I ended up completing the book. Mistake 1. Layout. KDP allows you to order proof copy and check the finished product before publication. First, here is a first proof copy. Initially, I had created with a size of 14.8 cm by 21 cm in premium color as it's shown here. When I opened the book, I noticed 4 lines in the center of the book at the bottom. I've never seen this in books sold in general. This is not a gap between the left and right images, but rather 4 lines on top of the originally centered image. When totaled on the left and right, the center of the illustration is hidden by about 6 mm. On some pages it is noticeable and on others it is not, but if you open the page tightly, you can see it on almost every page. The data was created according to KDP's regulations, and I was not sure how to avoid this phenomenon, so I checked KDP's website and found the following passage. To accommodate the binding process, we add about 0.13 inches of white space to the inside margin of full-breed color ink books. The white space is an expected part of printing and may appear even if the margins are set correctly. So I thought it was inevitable that the white lines would be added. However, looking at the reviews on YouTube of people who did premium color printing, it seems that not everyone has these exposed white lines. Some had the center nicely attached, and the white lines were not visible. I thought that perhaps the white lines were added this time unfortunately, or even if white lines are always added, they may not be exposed like this. So I decided to print a proof again to try it out. This time, considering that the illustration in the center portion will disappear by about 6 mm, I adjust the maze 3 mm to the left and 3 mm to the right, so the illustration in the center looks like the same figure overlapping a little on both sides. Here is the proof I received. By opening the illustration to the left and right, the maze is now connected, but the white lines still appear. So this is my first mistake. I placed the maze spreading left and right without understanding the phenomenon of exposed white lines beforehand. Next, I'd like to talk about the paper quality of the interior. Mistake 2. Misunderstanding the paper type. KDP paperback offers a choice of glossy or matte finish for the cover, but it is a little different when it comes to the interior. For color printing, you can choose between premium color and standard color, but each of which already has a specific paper type and no choice. I mistakenly thought that there were several choices of paper types for the interior, and I chose the premium color because the standard color is not available in Japan. When I received the proof, I noticed that the paper type of the premium color was glossy. My book is an activity book, so I wanted paper that I could write on with a pencil or erase. As you can see, it was not suitable for this, so I have decided to stop using premium color for this book and use standard color. So that was my second mistake. I mistakenly thought I could choose the paper type for the interior. By the way, regarding the finish of the cover, this one has a matte finish and this one has glossy finish. The matte finish is unique to the touch. It feels like you are touching a silicone case of a smartphone. The color looks a little dull, so it is suitable for those who want to create a calm impression. On the other hand, the glossy one has a vibrant colors and looks great. I like the glossy finish. Next, I printed in standard color. Since I'm not an English speaker, I asked the translator to translate it into English. The paper itself is rough and suitable for writing with a pencil or erasing. What about the gutter? Actually, contrary to the case with premium color, the standard color is a bit clogged. However, this is not a serious problem because I just need to adjust the letter so that there is more room in the center. But when I take a look closer, I notice that the height of the left and right pages are not aligned. It is easy to see from the page numbers that they are not in the same position. If the left and right pages are shifted up and down, the maze will not be connected, and this is not something I can control. So, unfortunately, I realized that it is still impossible to lay out the maze in such a way that it straddles the left and right pages. One thing I'd like to mention is that this is only a phenomenon that happened with my book made with this size and number of pages, and I don't think the same thing will happen to everyone. I think the only way to find out is to try out with the specification of the book you want to make. Eventually, I decided to rotate the maze 90 degrees and place them per pages. That way, I would no longer have to worry about how mazes are connected. And here the finished product. In the end, I decided on a size of 18.2 cm by 25.7 cm. I really wanted the book to be horizontal, but the regulation only allows a maximum width of 21.59 cm, so I decided to make it with the cover facing vertically and the contents facing horizontally. So today, I talked about the mistakes I made on my first attempt at KDP paperback. Learning from these mistakes, I think I can create it more smoothly next time. Finally, after making the KDP paperback, I thought that it would be really nice to be able to try out proof copies until I'm satisfied with the result. This is because, in my experience, it is generally not possible to make just one trial copy at print shop, and even if it were possible, it would be very expensive. With KDP paperback, if you order one proof copy, you only pay for the printing for one, plus shipping and handling. Also, when it comes to the paper quality of the cover, it is firm, thick, and durable, and I really like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. The Amazon link to my activity book is in the overview section. If you would like to check it out, visit me anytime. Thank you for watching. Thank you.